Hello and welcome to the latest installment in the Incredible Adventures of the Unsinkable Alice Baker, which is actually the title of this whole series. And it is the seventh session in Japan, Alice in Japan. And this morning you visited a former Marine who was discharged and is now living in a hotel, and he works as a painter. And you visited him, and his name is Yumeji Takehisa. And you met him and his muse, who he refers to as Sakura. And you bought a couple of pictures from him. And you also realized that there seems to be something going on with him. He is somehow maybe depressed or something. And there's also a huge painting which he didn't want to show you. And his partner followed you out, and she said, "Come back tomorrow to take a look at it." So
we will do that.
You will do that. And this afternoon, so you're now at lunch in some kind of Japanese restaurant, and then you are going to meet the professor in the afternoon, and he is at the Geographical Society.
And he is, and I know his name begins with F, but Howard was his full name.
Just
Fukuchi. Professor Fukuchi.
Yeah. Exactly. And he doesn't seem to have a first name. Exactly. So you go there, and the Geographical Society is his first name is Nobuyo, Fukuchi Nobuyo. So Nobuyo Fukuchi, if we use the German way of ordering the names. And you know about him because he has already been to the island once and returned because he was doing some surveying. He wasn't doing archaeology work, he was doing surveying, and he said that there were things that were interesting. And he has now been asked by the prince to head another expedition there. And the Empress Dowager would like you to join that expedition to see what's going on. Okay, so you arrive at the or a little bit before, I would say a little bit before the appointed time, because you want to be on time.
5 to 10 minutes before, just to be on point.
And the Geographical Society is exactly that. So you walk in, and they have a lot of really lovely maps on the walls that are framed. So obviously, old ones of Japan, even the ones that are more stylized. You also see some woodblock printing, printed maps, and it's really beautiful. And there is also a lot of people coming in and out. A lot of them are quite young, so probably there are students there of geography. And there is also a reception desk, and behind it you can see a woman of about 25, and she's basically taking people in. She has a phone, interestingly enough. And she has a list in front of her, and every so often she checks it when somebody approaches the desk. So probably she's checking if people have been have made an appointment or something. So it's your turn.
We will go to the desk, just naming our names and that we have an appointment in a few minutes with the professor.
She takes a look, and she and you can see again your names have been written in katakana, because obviously there is no kanji for Alice Baker.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, she nods and she speaks to you. And Takane is also with you. And she says, well, that he's on the 3rd floor. And she points to a door to her left. And she says that the stairs are right there. And it's room 306.
Okay. Thank you. And then we take the stairs and go up.
Yeah. So it's not really difficult to find. So they are normally, like numbered, and you can see 306, and then you see a sign on it which you cannot actually read. And
But Minami should be
yeah,
to read.
and it simply says Dr. Fukuchi, and you knock on the door.
Yes.
And you hear a Japanese male voice saying in Japanese, "Come." And you step inside.
Open the door.
And
Inside.
he looks at you, and he, of course, can guess who you are. And he says, welcome. And he does speak a little bit of English. And he asks you to take a seat. And he basically says, well, you will be joining us on the expedition, I hear.
Yes, thank you so much. And Alice would also offer him, if it's easier for him, that we could do it in Japanese, because we have someone to translate.
He really appreciates that. Yes.
Also giving him the notion that they would also accompany us on the trip, clearly, because we don't want to make a trouble, because we don't get instruction that is yelled or something like that. So
and
to have that.
Okay, so
then Alice would we would have a few questions just to be sure that we have the right mindset on why we are going there. But what is the goal there, except to look a bit more at cultural things that are out there?
Yes. Well, we have well, when I was there the first time, what I was doing was surveying. But I found something very interesting, and that was fossilized bones of very, very, very tall humans. We measured them, and we extrapolated from the length of the femur that they belong to people who were at least 3 meters tall. And you can imagine that this, of course, made me curious.
I can imagine.
But unfortunately, we could not actually bring any of these bones back because, as I said, they were kind of fossilized and part of the. They had fused with a stone of the surface of the island, because the island itself is very, very rocky, and there is only a very, very thin layer of topsoil. And if you scrape it away, like, you really just need a brush, you hit the bottom and the volcanic stone immediately. So it's also not a very fertile place, which is also why very, very few people live there. And those that do live there rely solely on catching fish. There is no animal husbandry, because you couldn't keep anything. There isn't enough grass to feed, let's say, cows or goats. So they rely completely on fishing and on the few crops that grow there naturally, mainly trees like coconut trees, bananas, and so on. And whatever else they need, they either take from the sea as well. So there's a lot of algae that they use and that they process, or they import it.
Anything, since you already been there? We read what we could about the island, but any tips, hints, notions about what kind of animals are living there? Anything dangerous we need to be aware
Mm.
of? Not in the water. Clearly in the ocean, we'll have a lot of predators, but outside, is there anything like
No, actually,
spiders, snakes, anything that you found that is dangerous?
the people who live there, we asked them the first time we got there, and we said, okay, so what is it like? And they said that there is hardly any indigenous life there. Everything that you find there, they brought with them: dogs,
Okay.
cats, and the only thing that they do have in abundance are birds, but mainly seagulls. And while seagulls may steal your food, they're not
They
usually
are.
very dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
And
they're
there are no,
dangerous
yeah,
to your sandwich if you're out and about. Yes, but
yeah.
true.
There are some spiders, but not of the
Lethal.
dangerous kind. I mean,
Mhm.
it, they could kill a bird if it was small enough, but they're not poisonous to humans.
Okay.
You might get some skin irritation, but that's something that you can get with a normal house spider as well. And of course, what
And
we're planning on doing is we want to also explore the deep sea, well, medium deep sea ruins that we found. Of course, this is essentially why we're going. We also have deep sea diving material, and we're going to have a couple of Navy divers with us that can actually go quite deep, because I assume that what we saw there was definitely not a natural structure. And I believe that if we make it down further below the line that excludes us from seeing, because it's basically below the sun line,
mhm.
we will be seeing very interesting things. But it's at least 100 meters deep, so we need special equipment for that.
Would it be okay if I take pictures there? I have my camera. I will
Of
take it
course,
with me. Clearly, everything I will photograph, I will share with the institution,
of
so you
course,
can use them as
absolutely.
well.
Absolutely. I mean, you're more than welcome to do so, because I understand that you yourself you were announced as a student of history and geography.
Yes, and archaeology a little bit.
Oh, well, in that case,
Archaeology is it's archaeology, right? There's an
archaeology.
E in there. Yeah.
Yeah, of
Well,
course. Well,
we both spent quite a bit of time in Egypt. Clearly, totally different, but it sparked a love for things. And as a rich daughter, I don't have to worry, so I can just follow my passions.
that is I would say that this is, you're very lucky,
I am. I know that.
because I always have to find someone to fund me.
Well, an expedition like that, I would not get funded as well, because that must be expensive. Also, getting people from the Navy in. Is the military fine that they send divers with you?
Oh, well, let's put it this way: a member of the imperial household has expressed an interest, and
Well,
so
they've already been on the island, so they might be curious what to see there again.
indeed, indeed. And in peace times like these, of course, luckily the Navy can spare one or two people. As a matter of fact, they will be meeting us there with a special Navy diving vessel. We will be taking steamships from Nagasaki.
Mhm.
And I would also like I would like to present you with your tickets, so that you also know when we will be traveling and
That
where we will
would be
be
amazing.
leaving from. Um,
And we never got a final answer on how long you plan to be there.
Well, I think that this kind of depends a little bit on how long it's going to take us, really. I assume that we will first go to Okinawa, and then we will join the Navy vessel there,
Okay.
because nobody actually travels to this particular island because it's like in the middle of nowhere. Ponape isn't really a place also where a large steamship could land. I mean, if we were to hire or to, I guess, yeah, well, hire one of those big steamers, we wouldn't be able to afford it. So we're going to go to Okinawa from Nagasaki, and then we're going to meet the Navy vessel there, which will take us straight to Ponape. We assume that the trip will take about 2 weeks.
Then it fits with what we already got as information as well.
And I don't know how long we're going to spend there, but I think it also kind of depends on the weather, because if the weather isn't clement enough, then we cannot actually go diving. I would actually want to defer the decision of when to dive to the experts, because I'm more interested in finding stuff. I'm not interested in doing it quickly and then maybe risk lives or risk the results, because going down is just the first step. If there is stuff to be recovered, we will have to see how we do this. And then again, this is why we're bringing the Navy diving vessel, because they can actually also do underground and deep sea recovery. So they've got cranes and everything. But again, we need to be very careful with regard to waves and weather, because if we do find something, we want to retrieve it, but we don't want to damage it in the process. Hopefully, it won't take us more than 2 weeks. So it would be a 6-week trip, 2 weeks there, 2 weeks on the island, and then 2 weeks back.
6 weeks. You will have a team as well there, right? Because
Yes, we
everything
will be
needs to
traveling
be
with 3 of my students.
cataloged and
Yeah.
documented properly.
And also
packed.
drawn and measured.
With drawing, I can help as well if needed. I've done that.
Very good.
In Egypt as well.
Yes, of course you would have, yeah. Because it's also very important, because I do want to revisit the fossilized skeletons or the bones that we found, and we really need to draw them. We really need to measure them correctly, and we may even decide to maybe even cut them out of the rock and bring them with the rock with us. This could be an option as well, because when I was there, of course, I didn't have the right equipment to do anything like it. I guess I could have taken a pickaxe to them, but that would have destroyed them more likely.
Just as last thing, because we've taken enough time from you, we
I thought you were also here to take a look at the one item that we did bring back.
Didn't we see that in the exhibition downstairs? Wasn't it in there?
What item are you talking about?
There was something that we looked at in the Geosociety in the museum part, and it was from the island.
Was it the
I'm not sure
was it
what
the
it
turtle?
was. I'm not sure. Let me see what I can find. When have we been at the museum? Visiting by Geographical Museum, Penape, first trip. I did not write it down. Ruins. No, it was just pictures, and you're right. It's just pictures and descriptions.
Yeah.
You brought something. We didn't see anything in the exhibition downstairs.
Yeah, and that's because it is it's being examined in preparation of our trip. But I thought you wanted to see it as well.
We would love to. We didn't. Then maybe we do that first.
All right. So if you would like to come with me,
Sure. Everyone will follow him.
Okay. And in the meantime, he has also given you
The tickets.
the tickets. They are now available as well in Legend Keeper for you, and this is what they look like: the Nippon Yusen Kaisha, and from Nagasaki to Okinawa, and that's gonna be your ship.
Awesome.
And he basically takes you to. Let me just stop this. Whoops. He takes you to a room downstairs, and it's kind of like more like a laboratory.
Yep.
And he shows you this. It is, well, it looks like a turtle.
It definitely, also, if that is not a turtle, I don't know, but there are signs.
Yes.
That's interesting part for sure.
And he says, oh, and we did take a rubbing of it.
Are the signs clear from which language or what they are, or is that what you actually are trying to find out?
You can make a Japanologica roll if you like.
Because especially this like 90 things is like, are these signs? Because partly it looks more or less like signs. So first roll of the day. Who wants to try, guys? Who wants to try? You don't, because your body is not there. Where is the second half of this dice set?
Okay, Dottie fails.
Okay, found it. I failed. It's a 91. I'm far off of anything. Okay, you're in dice jail now. Well done.
Okay, so essentially, he points out a syllabary codex. So essentially, you have the sounds here, a, ka, sa. So these are the syllables. Then you have the hiragana, and then you have these symbols which you find on the rubbing. So they're called jindai.
Okay.
And he and this is all now available to you in Legend Keeper as well. And he says, if you, I mean, the one thing is you could actually, if you wanted to, puzzle it out yourself. I don't know if you're interested, or else I can just tell you what it says.
Just tell me what it says with my stinky brain today. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Option, because I know I could do it if I have to peace and time, but it would take too long today.
Yeah.
And then the paintings in the middle. That's interesting.
Yes, there are little figurines in there. Yeah. And
holding her up or caging her up or something. Huh.
Where did it go? I clicked wrong. Okay, so here we are. And it says, maybe, this is the player version. That's why it doesn't say what it says. Okay. Okay, you know what I mean. it's the, let me just pull up the right one because obviously they don't give it to you. The transcript reads as follows. Kanima weso monu. You don't have to write it down. I'm going to give it to you. And this is so basically kanima weso mon mu. Now mon, you know that word is Japanese for gate.
Mm-hmm.
And mu is you can do a history check on this one.
But which kind? Also Japanese history?
No,
or
just general.
history? General. The normal history roll. There is a normal history roll. Okay. Oh, an 11. That's a hard success.
Okay.
You can make a mark. Yes.
Very good. So the continent of Mu.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of it? It's a
I remember briefly.
yeah, it's a little bit like Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea, it's a lost continent, but it is believed to have been in the Pacific. Atlantis,
Mm-hmm.
of course, was supposed to be beyond the pillars of Hercules, so outside of the Mediterranean. But this one is supposed to have been in the Pacific Ocean. And it at some point sank. It was destroyed, and everybody who lived there kind of died and stuff. And there are some people who would think that it was somewhere around the Easter Islands. It is believed that it was quite large. And also, if one were to take a look at a map, one would see that Ponape would have been bang smack in the middle of Mu.
I think Alice would just like make a tiny whistle through her teeth and be like, "Moo, that's interesting." So you also hope to find a lost civilization.
Well, I mean, I still believe that what we found there was probably something that we found fossilized bones. We found this tablet in the shape of a turtle, and of course turtles are this would have been a sea turtle, so basically they are native to the Pacific as well. And we all know that many of the island folk, like in let's say in the Easter Islands, etc., or the Pacific Islanders especially, they worship animals of the sea because it's what they interact with on a daily basis. So to me, it makes perfect sense to say, okay, if this says that whatever this place is, because I have no idea what this first term refers to. We have not been able to identify what kanima weso is. We have no idea what that refers to. But what we do know is that it says Gate of Mu. And maybe everybody has been wrong about this. Maybe Mu was not something that was above sea level. Maybe it was below.
Or if it sank, it might have been above and now it's below because we
Absolutely.
know it moved
Yes.
quite a bit.
And so as a result, we are, of course, very, very, very curious.
You would take the turtle with you, right? Because we might need it there. It could be a key.
Maybe we are going to take it with us, but of course we will pack it very, very tightly.
Obviously, it's a beautiful piece.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. So, thank you for showing and sharing with us. That gives us a lot more ideas on maybe the size of what we could find, just in case.
Yes.
It will be interesting anyhow.
And it is my belief that Kanimawaso is probably the name of a city, or maybe, yeah, something like that. And if we locate this, then we may locate the entrance to Mu.
How do you put it together with the drawing? Because it looks more like they are encasing a woman or letting her free. It depends if you, but in Japanese you would read from up down. It would not be vice versa. So it looks like they are covering her up or imprisoning her, if you would be able.
Yes, well, that is really the big secret, isn't it? Which we have not been able to interpret because it is not actually spoken about in the actual text. So
it could be her name. She might be the key. We will see what we can find.
That is an interesting take on this.
Because why would you put the drawing on? It must have to do something with the gate, the place, or whatever. If not, you would not put that just as decoration on there. It's there for meaning.
There is also another term which we have not been able to identify, and that is gatanatoa. It is on the outside ring, on the inside ring. We are unsure what this refers to.
Well, we will try to find out when we are on site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to the two of you, or the three of you, I should say, joining us on our trip. So essentially, we are going to leave for Okinawa from Nagasaki in 4 days. In 5 days, I'm in the evening. We're going to take the train to Nagasaki, and then we're going to take the ship the following day. You can also meet us in Nagasaki on the 6th day from today. And make your own way there, whichever you prefer.
We would take the train anyhow, so I think we would love to join you just from here, going by train there. If it's okay, we don't want to be a disturbance. We will try to stay out of the way as best as we can, or help as best as we can.
Well, then I'm really looking forward to this. Shall I reserve you a couple of tickets for the train as well?
That would be amazing. And Alice would just put down the hotel, or would ask honestly Minami if she could write down in kanji like which hotel and
Of course,
that he can send the reservation details or the tickets, or if we have to pick them up, just let us know.
He takes it down and he says, all right, so they will be with you tomorrow.
Awesome. One last question, just because, well, we got a bit of a hidden warning that something is there. Did you hear any stories or things that happened? Because we know that the submarine people that were there for a while came back quite disturbed, if you want to say it like that.
No, not right. I mean, like I said, we met a couple of the islanders that live there, and we didn't see anything untoward.
Because the professor was clearly not on the submarine, right? So
No.
yeah, the question is, just for us as a heads up, maybe with your connections, you can get some information or warnings. Because the submarine guys are military guys. Something must have spooked them. Because I honestly tried to talk to two of the guys just to be curious on what would be there, because it's public knowledge that the submarine stopped there for a while. And they reacted weirdly, I have to say. But they didn't give anything properly. So just as warning, maybe with your connections, you can find out what, because everything we know up front might help us to be prepared.
Well, I will try to investigate, but why do you think the submarine, do you think that they dove? But then why wouldn't they have told us what they found?
I don't know what they experienced, but it, as I said, seemed to have spooked them. And I know, at least from our military guys, if they are spooked, something is not okay. And I guess it's the same with your military people. Because they've seen a lot. They are not easily spooked.
All right, I shall. But I mean, so you're saying that they were spooked? I mean,
I don't know what, but they react in a, I can't talk about it, leave us alone. Nothing happened. It was just a little bit too much. So they're hiding. Something is there. And I would be happy to know it before we get there and not be surprised there.
all right. I shall inquire.
Because Alice doesn't want to blankly point out he should just talk to the prince. He knows for sure that the prince was there.
Okay.
So let's see what it is. And with that, Alice would leave it be. And if there's anything else you want to give us, you have the address. And if, yeah, we will be prepared. We have our things that we'll have with us.
All right. Then I think we will see each other again in 5 days. And
Yes.
Until such time,
Thank you so much.
you're very welcome.
Arigato gozaimasu.
He smiles, he bows as well, and then
Und auch zum bye, have a nice day. All these things would be then in Japanese, clearly.
And he appreciates that. And then, you leave. And it's
Yes.
now, I want to say, you had the appointment at around, I want to say 2:00, so it would
It was
now
2
be.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Really.
He also invited you to make a copy of the rubbing, if you like. So you
Oh,
could have
yes.
taken this with you if you wanted to.
I would have for sure.
Okay. And then essentially you make your, what do you want to do with the rest of the day?
I would ask Minami where would be the
Takane
best
is her
place.
first name. Minami is her last name.
I mean, Miss Minami. That was the thing, Miss Minami.
Yeah.
Which place would be the best to maybe read up on Mu? Just, I know, but Atlantis you find stuff as well. So I suspect there might be stories, books on that as well, because that is something Alice would not have taken with her. So I don't know.
Imperial
library,
Court Library.
Is that something where we could go to? Just
of course, it's
clearly
the
not
public
taking?
library.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have still time, that would be lovely, because I suspect you will need to help us find and translate.
All right, then do let's.
And dinner will be then on me, obviously.
She smiles.
Then we would go and head out to the library and try to find things on Mu.
Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to do, library use.
I have that. I think so. I don't know when was the last time I used it. Library use. Oh yeah, I have that.
Okay,
Holy
then hopefully you do
smokes.
better, because our dear Dottie rolled a 91.
Okay, 91 would not help me.
No, she didn't. She didn't pass at all.
I rolled a 30, which is a hard success.
Okay, so
Because I have an 85 in library use, which is
oh
absurd.
wow. Okay, so what you find about the continent of Mu is, first of all, you find well, it's kind of a map, but it's one of those where you go, okay, so is this real? Probably not. So it's a map from 1850.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows where they believe where it was supposed to be. And I'm just gonna show it to you. So it looks like this. Whoops. And so this is the continent of Mu, and it would have encompassed Hawaii, the Easter Islands, Tonga, Fiji, and also here Ponape, or as they sometimes spell it, Panape. And of course, Japan is over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure if that is actually part of Japan, but this is definitely part of Japan over here. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go down to Okinawa, which is down here, and then you're going to take a ship straight to here. And so essentially, this is where they believe Mu existed. And what you can now do is, because you did go to the Meiji, because you did go to the picture gallery.
Yes.
Make an idea roll.
Let's see. Why do I have so many d20s out? That is the one time d20s are not needed. Got too many dice, too many options. Where is this? There's this again. And I rolled the wrong dice together. That's why they misbehaved. That is a 55, which is a normal success.
Can you also roll on your arts and crafts for me, please?
Arts and crafts. So you guys get a second chance. No, the right ones together. Arts and craft. No, I rolled a 67. That's too high.
Okay, then you don't remember anything.
Okay.
Okay, so that is one thing, but you also find another thing, and you find out that, remember this painting that you saw of Armor rescuing the jewel? There are those legends of Mu that state if you have the jewel, you can control the tides and what lies beneath. Because everybody's talking about that there is something beneath Mu. So when you read the descriptions of Mu, you get the impression almost like it may not be kind of like solid ground, but more like maybe a continent that was more like either floating on the water, or maybe more like an atoll in the middle. There may have been water as well. And you do know this because for example, Thera, which we today call Santorini, used to be a volcano, and it still is, but it was one island, and then the whole thing erupted, and now it's only like I want to say a crescent-shaped island that's left, and the middle part is gone because it just exploded. So it could be that maybe Mu wasn't always a solid continent, and also, of course, it sank. And quite often, and you know this, land masses sink if there's an earthquake, and or a volcanic eruption underneath the surface
Yeah,
of
that Earth
the
is
sea.
moving. Yeah.
And of course, that is something that you and you can also, because you did spend some time with the Norse gods, please make an idea roll.
God. You too. 44. It was been a hard success.
You would have heard actually of an occurrence which happened a couple of years ago off the coast of Iceland, where a volcano, well, basically an undersea volcano, erupted and started spewing lava. And this lava at some point had built up so much that it built an island. It formed an island in the sea off the coast of Iceland. And very shortly afterwards, and we're talking about a year or thereabouts, birds started to go there, and mainly gulls. And of course, they produced guano. And then later on, a year later, the first lichen started to appear. So it turned green. So while it wasn't very fertile, so you couldn't really grow stuff there, plants will find a way in lichen and mushrooms, lichen and those ones, they can grow almost anywhere.
Birds transport things and poop there where seeds could still be.
Indeed.
So, yeah, I can imagine.
And that lasted for a couple of years, and then the whole thing sank again, and there was another eruption, and basically the underground volcano or the undersea volcano simply opened up. So it opened up a chasm and swallowed the whole thing. So of course this took place over a very short period of time, but if you had a large or large enough landmass, it would take a while. And of course, as well from living, basically because you're American, you also know that California is constantly afraid of having a huge tectonic event, which would actually be the Pacific tectonic plate.
Yes.
So you all know this because we know how volcanoes work and how earthquakes work. Earthquakes work, and we've known this for a very long time. So you would totally think that for a whole continent to sink, but definitely land masses come and go.
Especially in this area, we know there are volcanoes.
Absolutely.
Be it where we are going, Hawaii as well. So the islands are.
And Japan itself is volcanic. I mean, Mount Fuji is a big old volcano. And didn't it even tell us when we were there that it's not even dormant, that it could break out?
Yeah, it could break out.
Yeah. So you would know that as well. So yeah.
Okay.
But basically, if you have this jewel that Amma found, you could control the waves, the sea, and whatever lies beneath.
Then looking at Miss Minami, maybe Her Majesty has some ideas on that part of her story.
Well,
the jewel is linked. It might be worth asking before we leave.
How about you ask for an audience with her? I will relay your message.
If she has time. If not, just a question. Make sure that we don't want to bug her. If she has other things to do, it's more important.
I shall talk to Her Majesty.
Thank you so much.
And I will do so now. And then let's meet for dinner.
And we would talk to Miss Minami, if we just want to have dinner at the hotel or if she has a place where we want to go.
It depends. Would you like to go for another Japanese meal? Did you enjoy that one? Okay.
Yes, I love
well,
it.
then
The hotel
she gives you
is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's boring stuff I can get at home.
So she says, I can make a reservation and let's say meet there at 9.
Perfect.
All right, then we'll meet at 9. And by then I will have spoken to Her Majesty.
And I guess that she would call us at least a cab and let them know.
Because she also calls a cab for herself, because she the thing is, although the library is part of the imperial court, she can't actually walk there. She has to, take a cab to get to the imperial palace. All right. So basically, you take copious notes, you return all of the books to the shelves. Yeah, and then you make your way home.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll take a short break because I need more water because my voice is going down.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so you've basically done your stuff. You go back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Make a
We
spot
hope our
hidden.
room is not trashed.
No, but you still make a spot hidden. 44. That is
have
that's a normal success for Dottie.
I have a 27, which is a hard success for Alice.
Okay. You notice that there are two people in the lobby, and the lobby is a huge place. As we saw, there are plenty of little, like tables, like those low tables with like a couple of sofas and easy chairs around each, where you can also sit down, and you will get waiter service, like for snacks, but mainly drinks. And also there's the bar as well. That there are two men who are watching you intently. They are Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
You had a hard success, didn't you?
Yeah.
And there is something weird about their eyes. Do you keep looking?
I would talk to Dottie if she would be so nice to ask the receptionist if they know these two men.
Okay, Dottie goes
And
to the reception desk.
Meanwhile, Alice will look over in between. She will just she will try to make up, like, we can see if we have to roll for it, like a performance, as if I would scan the lobby regularly to see if someone is there that I
like you're waiting for someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it's natural that you from time to time look. But I would not blankly stare at them the whole time.
Yeah. You don't need to roll for this because you're able to do this easily. But you can do another spot hidden with advantage this time. So basically roll the 100 or the 10er die twice and take the lower result.
Did not help. Normal success. It's a 49.
Okay, so first of all, you see Dottie come back, and Dottie talks to you, and she says, well, she doesn't really know, but then again, she says she doesn't think that they're guests of the hotel, but this is an open place, and also people come here to go to one of the other embassies. So, but what you do notice is they don't seem to blink at all. They stare at you, and their eyes are bulging out a little. Maybe they have a problem with their thyroid gland, because if you have a hypoactive one, it can actually push up and then push out your eyes. Or there's something else, because they really do not blink.
Alice would be like, Dottie, hold my bag.
Okay. Dottie holds your bag.
And with the cane, walking on the cane,
Yeah.
Alice keeps this going the whole time.
Yes.
She would just blankly walk towards one.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. They don't move. I mean, it's not like they are statues. They do move, but they're not moving away. They're just sitting there. And at some point they look away and at each other and start talking to each other.
I think Alice would like pass the back seat very closely and walk off to a corner and would circle around and come back.
Okay, so there are columns, and it's like a colonnade on both sides. Do you want to walk behind the columns, or do you want to walk like be in the middle? So basically, do you want to kind of do a big circle so that sometimes they won't be able to see you because you will be obscured by the columns?
I want to be obscured by the columns, so
Okay.
I will try to get the best way
Mm-hmm.
to get out of sight that they can't see me, and
Mm-hmm.
then try to return to Dottie as best as can without being seen, or at least maybe for the last part it's fine to be
Okay,
seen
so
because
then
Dottie
make
is
a
not.
stealth check. Is there a stealth even?
I think there is. Yes. Yes. That is a 2. I am invisible. That is a hard success.
Oh yes,
No
especially
critical
considering
success.
that they rolled at 92 on their spot hidden.
It's a critical success. I'm lying. A critical success.
Okay, well, okay, so they can't see you at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I returned to Dottie, did they switch to look at Dottie while I'm gone?
They did. So you can tell even before you approach her. So if you want to stay hidden, then you know
Yeah,
you shouldn't
I
walk
would
over
look.
to her.
I would look for a while, just see. So they are staring at Dottie
And
while Dottie
again,
is
they are
waiting.
not blinking.
I love Dottie, but I will try her patience.
Okay.
I will try to sneak up to our room and get the camera.
Okay. Yeah, you won't have to do any sneaking now because you already sneaked past them. You
Yes,
can go up.
I will, as soon as I will try running. I want to be quick, so I will run,
Okay.
go
Yeah.
for a room, get my camera.
Yeah, you can do that, and it's not really gonna take you long. I would say maybe 10 minutes tops because you do have to get upstairs. And then you I don't think you need to look for your camera because you know where it is.
I know where it is.
The room is untouched, just in case you're wondering or you were asking. It's absolutely the way it should be, and you come
Yeah,
back
and
again.
then I would go down again, and I would again try to sneak up a little because I want to take clearly
Make another
a picture
stealth
of them.
roll.
So let's see. That's a 17. That is a hard success.
Okay, they don't see you.
Then I would try to find a good area, and I would
You find a really good angle from where you can take a photo.
few. I'm still thinking, I know we already checked that up. Are they already?
Yeah.
It's already with
Yeah.
film. It's not like you need
No,
to stand
no,
for
no, no,
3 minutes.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
of course, if
I
you have
would
the
take-
standing and waiting and with the
it's a
powder that
better
explodes,
quality.
it's the better quality, but you do have those Kodak foldables that you can then, where you actually have film in it.
I would take like 3 or 4 pictures. I know that's expensive, but hey. And then I would put it a little bit away. And would I put it away? No, with the camera. I would walk over to them again. Directly towards them.
Okay, they will notice you. They
That's
look
fine.
at you. They don't blink. Let's see if they noticed it. Or how are you holding? Are you holding the camera like it's visible?
Yeah, it's visible, but like here, because Alice had the idea to ask them if they could take a picture of Dottie and me.
Okay, yeah, well then, go to them.
They don't know I took pictures of them.
No,
but
they don't.
To see if they're willing to interact or if they panic.
Okay, so you talk to them.
Yeah, well, only in English because I don't think the Japanese would be good enough to ask that.
Make another spot hidden. For want of a better.
That is a 5. That is a critical success.
They both smell of the sea.
Do they?
And you also notice that both of them have. They are wearing. They're wearing shirts, but with a really weird collar. because even back then the collar was more buttoned down, but now it's like this more Regency style that goes up.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never seen this in Japan before, especially
Mm-hmm.
not on Japanese men. And you, being the fashionista that you are, know that this is so kind of like last century and really weird.
I would still ask, because now she's curious how that she would try to see how the hands are looking.
Okay. They
And latest, if you could take a picture of us, she would also try to like point and sign just to see.
okay,
Because
they
it's
look at
not
each other, and
need.
one of them actually gets up and bows and takes the camera, and you notice that his hands, he seems to have some skin irritation.
Okay.
Like lots of skin irritation on the backs of his hand. On the backs of his hands, I should say. Both hands are affected. Yeah.
Fingers are, but generally no, like
No webbed fingers,
that's
maybe
what I was
yet.
like.
Who knows? But you would say it does look a little bit like, yeah, fish scales. His hands look a little bit like fish scales.
The question is, would they take the camera and take a picture?
He takes the camera and then he motions you. He speaks to you in Japanese. He obviously doesn't speak English, or maybe he doesn't want to, but he motions you towards Dottie.
Yeah, I would pull Dottie a little bit up front so that we're not too far away, and
he takes a picture.
Pose for a picture, and then I would go over to him and I got this mask.
Mm-hmm.
And have a nice day, and thank you very much, and would take the camera.
Okay. Okay, on a 28, Dottie is cool as a cucumber. She knows that you sometimes do things where you can't tell her upfront what it is that you're doing, so she's not bothered at all. And then she looks and she says, well, having a picture taken, should we now go upstairs and change for dinner?
Yes, sure. Also for the reception, I would order a cab for our route to where we meet up for dinner. And then we would go upstairs, but in between, Alice would turn around and double check if they are following us or not.
They are sitting down. Okay. Still. So the one sat down again, and now they're sitting down, and they're looking at you.
Well, we will be away from them, so they're
yeah,
not
but I mean they're following. No, they're following you with their eyes, but they're sitting down.
Okay, so if they're not following us as we go upstairs,
doesn't look like it.
Alice would pull out a piece of paper of a notebook, would write a short notice to Miss Minami. We are being followed and watched. 2 men, fish-like. Very weird. Be careful. See you later. Alice, Dottie, and she would push it under the door of Minami's room. Okay. Or Kana's room. And then we would go to our room, lock the door behind us, and then I would fill in Dottie on why I did, and thank you for being patient, and telling her exactly what I saw and smelled with the guys. If I wouldn't know better, I would say they're fish people.
Fish people.
I'm sure they have gills. That's the only reason why you would cover your throat. They smelled like the sea. They have fishy, gulpy eyes, not blinking. And they had scales almost like fish. Or very bad
skin
irritation on the skin.
Fish people. I mean, yes, we've seen cats speaking, so why not fish people? But why are they here?
Maybe they want to see who will disturb their place when we get there. Or they want to make sure we don't get there. We will have to be just careful.
Do you think they were the ones that broke into our room?
Possibly.
If they're fish people, how can they breathe outside of water?
I don't know.
All right.
If Her Majesty has time, it's worth asking. Even if it's just stories. We know stories are realer than we think sometimes. Out Wendigos.
Well, I mean, our stories and legends have proven to be true, so why not theirs?
Yeah.
All right, then. I'm gonna go and have a shower and then change.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have a shower. We have still enough time. She looks at her watch.
Yeah.
And she she goes and has a
Yeah.
shower and then she returns. Mm-hmm.
Alice will take notes in her cryptic writing in her notebook.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And Alice will always have the notebook with her. So
Mm-hmm.
her handbags are now the bigger size, not the smaller size, and she
Okay.
will always carry it with her.
And will
just
you
to be
also carry your gun that you brought? It's a small caliber one, but you still brought it.
I would wait until we see
Mm-hmm.
Arcana later today, just to check with her if she thinks this would be a problem. Alice has her cane. She has
Yeah, she
the
has the
weapon.
cane.
So that would be something, at least to keep her safe in melee range. She caused enough trouble, so I don't think she would take the weapon. The weapon would be in the safe.
Okay. So
Because during that time also, I don't think the Japanese guys would be happy if crazy Americans running around with a loaded gun in the city. That sounds like no, that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
For the trip, believe me, she will.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, so basically, you both have a shower, you both change into comfortable but classy clothes because you're going out to a Japanese restaurant, so you now know by now
Also,
how to dress.
on the note, I would have also left in case you at a hotel before we meet. Cab will leave at the reception at Bababam. So it's a question if she joins us already at the reception. If she's not there, we will go and we will meet her there.
So by the appointed time, you go downstairs, and the men are still there.
Okay. I'll give them a nod and say good evening, and then we'll have a look around if Miss Minami is there or not.
No, she isn't, but the taxi is there. And of course, the person who basically, they have like a door boy, doorman, door, whatever you want to call them. He opens the door for you, and then he opens the door for your taxi because he knows who you are, and he knows that the taxi was called for Ms. Baker, and he
Then
opens
we
the door for
will-
you, waits for the two of you to get in, then closes the door and wishes you a pleasant evening.
Yes.
And you
also
go.
for the reception, I would also wish them a nice evening. Alice wants to make sure reception is registering that we are leaving.
All right. Okay. They would know anyway because you return your keys because way back then you returned your keys to
True.
reception.
Very
and then
true.
yeah.
I
And
think when I put my keys over, I would just mention in a low voice, keep an eye on our room, please.
can you say it again? I didn't catch that.
Keep an eye on our room, please.
Of course, madam, because he knows what happens.
Yeah.
Do you want me to have someone there to patrol?
At least from time to time, Pekin.
I will. Thank you. And okay, so basically you get in the car, you take it in the cab. Cab takes you to the appointed address. It's again a very traditional Japanese restaurant. There's a waiter, and he basically sees you come in, and he even says, Madam Baker.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. And he basically waves the two of you in, and he shows you to a table where Takane is already sitting. And she smiles at you and she says, well, good news. She will be able to see you tomorrow.
That is
And
amazing.
she has invited you for dinner. in her private
That is
chambers.
that is a great Ehre in
Honor.
English. Honor, thank you. A great honor. Thank you so much. And thank you for organizing. I guess you haven't been at the hotel so far?
No, I came straight here. Why? Something
You
happened?
were...
Did somebody raid your rooms again?
No, not that kind of thing. But then you can ignore the message. If you find a piece of paper in your room, it's from me. You can just throw it out. It's just writing you what I will tell you and giving the notion in case you're at the hotel, we can take a cab together.
Oh, all right, all right.
But there are two men in the lobby. They were sitting there when we arrived at the hotel. They blankly stared at us for minutes. And they were still there when we left the hotel. And they are not normal men.
Not normal how?
Scaly hands, smelling like the sea, hiding their neck, gulpy eyes, not blinking. Do we have any stories of people from the sea? Not mermaids per se, because they had legs, but anything like that here around?
Well, I mean, there are the Ningyo.
Ningyo.
Ningyo. They are,
Okay.
but they are kind of like a fairy tale, more or less. They're like a story. They're kind of, I wouldn't call them demons of the sea, but they are half fish, half men, but they can also walk. Not very well, but
Or
they
they
can.
sat and stood up and sat down again.
It is said that one could make them out easily because they walked funny.
Okay, then we need to get them walking when we see them. That's a good thing. I only made them stand up. And I have pictures. Not developed, but I took pictures.
You took pictures of them and they just let you?
They didn't see.
Oh. Well, I mean, the thing is that Ningyo are supposed to be magical, so they can cast spells.
Great.
I would be very concerned if A, they were real, and B, because I mean, they are not kami, they are just stories, you know? Like, but what if they are real? Do you think that they raided your room?
Maybe, maybe not. The question is, why are they there? Staring at us? Not doing anything? Not even trying to hide it, really?
Well, maybe they were there to watch what you were doing.
We arrived at the reception and we left. And we came back and left again. What? It's...
Maybe they're there to keep track of your movements, to know when you're in the hotel and when you aren't.
Well, I told the reception that they should have someone checking at our rooms from time to time, just to be sure. Not that they're trying again. Well, they could. Everything important is now with me. I will not leave it back there.
But that was very wise.
I will try to get the pictures developed before we leave, so we have something.
All right.
Also the question, would it be a problem for me carrying around a gun? Clearly not openly, but in my handbag.
To be quite honest, if you don't show anyone, who would know?
True. For the trip, we should try to prepare that we can defend ourselves as needed.
True.
Okay. Well, then dinner for tomorrow is sorted. Tomorrow morning, we know we will get nice paintings. And I would like to wrap up one of them directly and send it to New York.
Oh, that can be arranged. That's not really a problem.
Good.
All
And
right then.
I think the rest would be more small talk,
Mm-hmm.
enjoying a nice dinner.
Yeah. And the dinner is excellent as usual. And yeah. And then you basically, do you want to go home then, or do you want to do something else?
No, go home.
Okay.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
because Alice is curious if they are still there.
Mm-hmm. So you arrive at the hotel. Takane is now with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you get your keys, and yeah, you don't even have to make a spot hidden because the lobby is almost empty and they are nowhere to be seen.
Okay. I will ask the receptionist, is the question, is it still the same than the one where we left, or did they change for like the night shift?
64, it's not the same person.
Okay, then I don't have to ask. Okay.
They give you your key though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you go to your room, and
honestly, we would first go to Minami's or Miss Minami's place and would let her enter first, just to double check if anything is happening, that she's not alone.
mm-hmm.
And if she's fine, her room is fine, we would say goodnight, and then we would go to our room.
Yeah. Okay, so essentially, it looks perfect. There isn't anything that's in any way weird or strange or not the way it should be.
Okay. Then our room. Also having a look around if anything changed, if anything weird is there.
And make a spot hidden for me, please.
That's a 22. That is a hard success.
You don't notice anything.
Okay. Then getting ready for bed, reading a few pages of a book, and then going to sleep.
Okay, so you go to sleep, and you do you set an alarm?
Yeah, I think we would, because we want to get at least a decent early breakfast so we can leave for the artist in the morning after breakfast.
So
I think we would also made up a meeting time for breakfast, maybe with Takane.
So
not Takane, Akane.
I keep calling her Takane, but she is an Akane, isn't she?
It's Akane, yeah. Because it's the Tanakas. Before that, I think there is the Y, the T sneaks in.
And so at the end of the day, you have a really good night. And the next morning, the alarm goes off. You have your early breakfast, and then you make your way to the hotel again to meet.
Also, in the morning, reception, fish guy is there or not?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
So you make your way to the Kikufuji Hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and you meet with again the lady of the house is downstairs at reception. She expects you to. She it looks like she's expecting you. And she definitely recognizes you, and she basically shows you up and points towards the staircase, and then takes you upstairs. And you make your way again to room 40, where Yumeji Takehisa is living with his lover. Yeah, it says here lover, so muse lover. Sakura. You knock.
Yeah.
And you she lets you in. She welcomes you. She bows, and she says, and Akane translates that she tells you that he's sleeping, and she implores you to take that picture with you. And she shows you the picture. So basically, it's a huge picture. She turns it around, and it looks like this.
And clearly, by now I would have organized the money that they
Mhm.
want for the paintings. Clearly, that I can pay them, and on top, because I will pay for the third painting as well.
It is an oil painting, and it looks like this. And underneath it, you see the same. So basically, where there would normally be the artist's signature, you see something that looks very much like the glyphs that you found on the turtle.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can make an arts and crafts roll for me, please.
That is a 16.
Oh,
That
very
is
good.
a hard success.
And you have looked at those so much and for so long that you know immediately what this says. It actually says the great gate of Kanim Veso. Not Kanim Veso is the gate to Mu, but it's the great gate of Kanim Veso.
I would share that at least with all the ladies that are there, although not sure if Sakura cares. It's interesting.
Sakura actually, it's not like she doesn't care, but you notice that she wants this thing gone. So it's like, oh yeah, so you know what it means? Great, get rid of it. Like now.
I think we agreed that they would have like something like linen or something we could wrap the paintings in, I think.
Absolutely, she can give you that, no problem.
And the other two paintings clearly as well, because we already agreed on that.
They have been wrapped, so you can just take them away.
I think Alice would not be paranoid. She would believe that Sakura will give him the money. And or at least let him know that the money.
Well, she puts the money into an envelope, seals it, and puts it on her table. She doesn't really keep the money per se. She leaves it in the room, but she's also in the room, so she could steal it. But you know.
Yeah, I was thinking about if Alice would check her, like inside check, but I don't think she would because there's no reason to it. So Alice would give money for the two painting as agreed, and would give a big bonus on top as well for the other painting that we are taking with us.
She bows deeply, and she is, I mean, the one thing, you don't even need to make an insight roll. She is so absolutely, it's almost like when you take possession of this painting, it's almost like a burden falls off her shoulders. You know, like when you sometimes, okay, so it's almost like something terrible has come to an end. This is the feeling that you're getting from her.
I will let her know that I will send at least one of the paintings to New York. And if they like it, I might come back for more paintings.
Before you turn to leave, she holds your hand. She reaches out your hand and she puts something in it.
Okay.
And it kind of looks like a rosary made of jade beads, and at the end is what looks like a hook. You know those hooks that you can buy as Maori jewelry in. It looks like that, and you look at it and you've seen it before. You've seen something like this before. You saw it on the tablet of the turtle tablet. So basically there was Gata no Toa on the right, and on the
It's
left there were just
the
lots
like
of,
the 9, 6
yeah,
like
exactly. So
thingies. Okay.
and she talks really fast, and then she basically pushes you out of the room, and Akan tells you, she says that this comes from the deep sea and it'll keep you safe. I have no idea what she meant.
I'm just writing that down. Oh. The painting assigned in the language that was on the turtle thing. The hooks are on the turtle thing. This is all linked together. It all has something to do with the island.
But why does she have this?
The question is if he took it and gave it to her to keep her safe, because if that on the painting is haunting at nightmares and he loves her, he wants to make sure she's safe.
Now you can make a psychology roll for me.
No, that's the wrong dice. That will work. Psychology. Oh, dot on. I rolled a 66 and my value is 66, so a success. Normal.
You're pretty sure that the two of them love each other. They are not in love, they love each other. Yeah.
So he would want to make sure she is safe and she doesn't have to face whatever he had to face.
Yeah.
And probably is facing like every night or whatever. Okay. So we would return with the paintings, first of all, to the hotel.
Okay.
Alice would, bring them up to her room, and she would take pictures with the camera of all the paintings. And would have a very close look at the creepy, spooky one with the writing.
Make a spot hidden, and then you can ask me questions about it. Those are like the best dice, aren't they?
It's and I'm changing. I'm rolling different dice every time I roll. I roll a 1.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you see everything.
I rolled a 1. I was like 0, 0, but a 1 is a good thing.
That is a good thing, yeah.
So I see everything. I would clearly double check in Peace and Quiet if the writing is really the same as on the turtle, which I suspect.
It is, although you would say that it wasn't made by the same person. So whoever carved them,
it's the same written language.
Absolutely. Okay. Yes, unmistakably.
I would also just be sure to put the hook against the turtle drawing that we have, just to double check if it really similar answer is yes.
It is.
Wait, where's the painting? There's the painting. Hello, mister. It looks a bit like Cthulhu, but not like Cthulhu like.
Somehow I think that they all look kind of the same.
Again, how? I hate it so much.
What are you trying to do?
Click to zoom in first. Why do I have to go via the menu to zoom in? And now I can't zoom out. This is...
You should be able to go to view, zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah. It would be nice to have a shortcut on keys for that.
I do not disagree with you.
Yeah, because this is more complicated than it should be. I would have a closer look at the house. houses? No, one house.
No, there
The
are. I
building?
mean, it's
It
there.
looks like a few more buildings, right?
There are buildings here
Mm-hmm. And on the right side as well.
and here and up here as well. And
Oh,
you would
up
say
here as
that this
well.
looks like a street, and there's a street here. So, and there's also a street here. And it looks like he's breaking it apart.
Mm-hmm. Looking at the building style of buildings, we've seen pictures from
Whoops.
the islands.
Yes, you've seen pictures of the islands, yes.
So I would at least try to see if the style is like similar or not, although I think these houses look not like something I would suspect on a small island, but more in a city.
Okay, so you are absolutely spot on. The people who live in those houses on the island live in wooden houses.
Yeah.
So, but this looks like Cyclopean, stone, non-Euclidean. So basically, whatever you know of Cthulhu-esque
Yeah.
geometry is what you see there. It looks really weird.
Yeah.
And it also looks huge. Really, really huge.
Yeah, clearly, compared to the building, which is at least 3 stories, maybe 4 stories high. So.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on how tall he is, then this building is also very, very tall. And of course, it brings back the idea of people with very large femurs walking around. Yeah. But it looks definitely like stone buildings, solid stone. And also, it doesn't look Japanese at all. So so it doesn't
and
look like Pacific Islander. No.
It's not like the other paintings that I bought from him officially he approved.
Because you know the style that he used to, or that he normally draws in, because you are interested in art and you did read up on it. So the art style is actually called Bijin, which means beautiful women, and it's a particular art style that he definitely, you know, exhibits, and that you've seen and it's kind of like a standard thing, and that's so not like it at all. But you would also say it's make an arts and crafts roll, because you have other paintings of his as well.
Let's see. Yeah, on the bad rolls, a 70 is a no.
The one thing that you do notice, however, is also it's a completely different medium, because usually he does watercolor. This is oil paint.
This is oil paint.
Yeah.
I would double check just to carefully touch it. Does the oil paint feel completely dried?
Okay, here I need your expertise. How long, I mean, if this painting was like 5 years old, would you still feel it?
Yeah. No, it would be dry by then.
Then it's dry. So it's not new at all.
Okay. Because Alice Wood, how big was it again?
It is actually quite large. It's almost as wide as you are tall. So 170 wide and about a meter or so tall. It's huge. It's also a lot bigger than the other paintings. It's more like this is like a magnum opus, whereas the other ones are portraits, which are usually about 80 centimeters tall and, you know, like, or 80 centimeters wide if they're landscape.
Because Ella's idea is, just because I'm asking, to cut it out of the frame. Or loosen it from the frame.
And then you have the canvas only, and you could roll it up.
Yeah, and I could roll it up, but it will still be too long to carry it around.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on where you want to take it, but you could get one of those tube-like things.
Yeah, but a meter. Yeah, but it might work, because she would like to take it on the trip with her.
It is not as long as your hunting rifle.
Okay. Yeah,
And you
then
would carry that. Yeah.
then I would ask Dottie if she could ask at the reception if they can organize like a transportation role for painting.
Yeah. Dottie goes downstairs. And yeah, on a 47, no problem at all. They will but they will tell you it's actually quite expensive because they only have those that are made of leather and like with a screw on top and then a strap.
Totally fine. She will pay that.
Yeah.
And then
they say they have to order it in. It's going to take a day and they will deliver it to you. And you can pick it up at reception or they can deliver it to your room, whichever you prefer.
We would pick it up at the reception. Makes it easier. Alice would still, she would take it out of the frame after we had a deep, close look. Also for Miss Minami, if she wants to have a look, clearly she's welcome to have a close look as well.
So you're taking out your magnifying glass, you're checking it over.
If there are any details, because we can't see any like human-like figures on it, right? There's nothing there.
Make another spot hidden.
I still have the one. I still have a 14, which is, I think, still a critical success. It is a spot on a critical success. It wants me to see things.
It clearly wants you to see things. I mean, that's really good then. You can see fish.
Yep.
Actually, can you see my cursor and does it say my name or something? Because I can see yours and it's green and it says your name.
No, I can't see. I could in the beginning, but now I can't see anything from your side.
Okay, that's weird. Okay.
Because in the beginning I could see you also circle something in and then it stopped. I couldn't see anything else.
Okay, so there is a fish here. And and you can tell what this is. It looks like a shark.
Here is not help. Now it comes very afterwards. Yeah. And also a little bit above there's another one.
Yeah, and there's one here. And there's one here. And now the thing is, you know how large sharks are. When you compare the size of the sharks to this thing.
Also gives the point of, yes, these buildings must have been massive.
Really tall, yeah.
Now I see your cursor.
Okay.
It was, I don't know, some kind of behind, because the red circle around the shark just showed up.
Okay, so maybe there's a lag.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah. And
but no like 3 meter tall humanoid thingies. Good.
Nope.
Okay. Well, obviously we don't want to meet that.
No, you do not.
That hopefully is the story and nothing else.
Well,
based on everything we learned so far.
And
if we don't open the gate, we might be good.
What if this is Katanator?
It might be.
Then I definitely don't want to meet it. And maybe we should, like you said, maybe we should make sure that this gate does not open. Maybe we should bring grenades.
I think we need to keep an eye on the divers. I think the bones outside to find them and get them is probably not the issue, but the diving might be a problem. Because honestly, the submarine guys, I'm sure when they were stuck there and the weather is good and there's something to look at, they went diving for sure.
And maybe they even dove with the submarine.
Oh, I did not think that was true.
Because the submarine would even go deeper. Because
yes.
it's a submarine. It's meant to dive.
Yes.
Maybe
is that the reason why they got stuck? they met something or something happened down there and they barely made it up to shore.
But then why would they want to go back there? Because, I mean, if I saw this, I wouldn't want to go back there.
There's only one who wants to send someone back there.
But why?
The prince is not going himself, right?
No,
Or is
the
he?
prince is
No.
sending someone.
Everyone who was there is not returning there. The only thing I don't understand, why is the prince crazy enough to send someone if he knows what's there? I get why the professor's there based on his experience there, because I think he told the truth on how it was for him. Nice people, amazing bones, all the things. I get why he wants to go there again, obviously, because honestly, people 3 meters, that might be interesting for history of the whole area.
If I wanted to rule the waves, I would want that thing on my side.
True.
Or what if that thing has kind of possessed him and he's trying to find a way to break it out?
Might also be.
Because, I mean, we saw this whole thing about the jewel. So there is something going on with Japan and the sea.
Yeah, and honestly, even his family and the sea, kind of.
And his cousin, the Empress Dowager, isn't really happy about what's going on there. And she clearly seems to know which side she's on. And she says that she's seen this catastrophe come in. What if that is the catastrophe?
Would be not only for Japan.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we know one thing about gods. You usually cannot tame them. They will do what they will. So get this thing out, and maybe it'll play along for a while and then consume all of Japan. Or maybe just get it out and then it will do whatever it wants. And that may destroy Japan to begin with because Japan is closest. And then what's next? China, Australia, New Zealand.
And all the rest, Russia.
Because the thing is, what if this being that we saw is the reason why Mu sank in the first place?
It's a question if they deliberately sank Mu to close off his access to the world.
Well, what if that is the series of pictures? What if it's not a woman that they're enclosing? Maybe it's that thing.
Maybe.
Okay. I don't think that we can keep them from going there. But
No,
we will
need
have to
be
prevent
there.
whatever it is that they're
Yes.
doing.
For sure. I would like to take the painting this evening with us. I would be curious what Her Majesty is saying to that.
Of course.
So when we are done with looking and so on, as I said, I also took pictures and at least 2 of each just to be safe and sound, or probably honestly until the roll is full so I can start developing. And also a few like close-ups as best as possible. I would loosen it from the frame and roll it up and roll it in
some cloth. Yeah.
And the other 2 paintings I would leave standing in the room because honestly there's nothing critical about them. Alice would have a double check, but she doesn't think that these are not the nice ones are just nice paintings.
I mean, you have looked at them and they are of expert craftsmanship. They are really,
Yeah.
really well painted paintings, but there isn't anything. I mean, the only really hidden message are the two sakura petals that you
Yeah,
see
but we know
everywhere,
what
but you
they're
know why
for.
they're there.
Yeah,
So that's the only thing that is kind of
yeah.
like, oh,
Then
look, there's another one.
I
And,
would I would keep them there at least for tonight and
mhm,
tomorrow. Alice would also, with help of Miss Minami, obviously, that we can get both of them wrapped
mhm.
and shipped. She
Yeah,
would ship.
you would probably crate them for that. So you wouldn't just
Yeah.
wrap them, you put them into a wooden crate and then, like some filling material in there to keep them safe. And then, I mean, this is the thing, you would have to also declare them at,
Yes.
and basically explain what they are, say that you bought them, blah, blah, blah. They are not ancient stuff, so it's not difficult to ship
It
them,
shouldn't be
but
a
but you
problem.
really
Yeah.
need to declare them for
We would
custom
do it
purposes and
all the
stuff.
proper way,
Hmm.
and I would send both together to Alex.
Yeah.
And would leave clearly a letter that I would write tonight, just in peace and quiet, explaining the artist we found, and just if she wants to have a look, if she likes them,
Hmm.
keep them. If not, keep them safe until I'm back from Japan, and then I will pick them up.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, so you do this. This is not a problem. Funnily enough, reception also has those forms that you need to fill in for
That's
shipping
awesome.
stuff. So they
Then we
have
can
everything.
do it
They've seen
that then.
everything.
Right.
And then at some point, actually, somebody knocks on the door
Yeah.
and gives you a parcel, which is pretty much 120 long.
Mm-hmm.
And you open it and it's the tube,
It's a
and the painting fits in perfectly. It smells, I mean, it's even like I mean, first of all, you smell the leather, but the inside is kind of this soft satin like
Mm-hmm.
material, so it's lined on the inside, and
That
yeah, and you
will
can
be
put
done
and
perfect from tomorrow.
the picture
Yeah, but
fits in.
evening before that, we will take the painting just wrapped in cloth as it
Mhm.
is. Also, honestly, the drawing of the turtle.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
Do you bring the jade hook?
the jade hook as well.
Mhm.
And clearly making ourselves very presentable.
Mhm.
Also asking or clearly clarifying with Miss Minami, should we go more the Kimono classic way, or should we just go European but easygoing, not
I would say
too
go
fancy?
European and wear your formal dress.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
And then we
dresses,
would,
because of course Dottie's
yeah,
coming as well.
we would head out for dinner.
All right, so the two of you go for dinner. Akane actually excuses herself 3 hours before and says she will
Mm-hmm.
go on ahead to the
Okay,
palace.
so we will see her there.
Yeah. And when you arrive, you go. She also gives you another of these wooden
Mm-hmm.
keys that you got before
Yeah.
to be presented at the mon at the gate. She
Mm-hmm.
tells you which mon to go to.
Yeah.
So you drive there, and there is, of course, there is police. There is,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if it's
Security.
military, but there is definitely
Yeah.
security there. You present your token, and they
Mm-hmm.
let you through. They wave you through. You're driven to the palace where she resides. You get out. There are several. There are two male and two male servants, and then you see
Mm-hmm.
4 shrine maidens, because it is a shrine where she lives, and
Yeah.
she is a priestess, and they accompany you inside,
Mm-hmm.
and the room that you're in, or that they take you to, has it's completely Japanese furnished. It's got tatami mats, and there's like the low table, and there are cushions, so you will have to kneel while you're, well, or sit cross-legged while you're eating. And that's why it's important that it's formal, because then you have a long skirt and it's long enough that you can do this. And then In walks Akane. The way she looked the first time you saw her there, she's got this white painted face. She looks like a Miko, like a shrine maiden, with a hairdo and the wooden plank that the hair is then put around and wound around, and and she basically pours tea, and then a door opens kind of like to the side. It's one of those sliding doors, and in walks Sadako, the Empress Dowager.
Deep bow.
All of the
and
shrine
good
maidens
evening.
basically do a full kowtow, and she comes in, she sits down at the head of the table, and only after she's sat down do they actually look up at and they don't look at her ever. They never look at her directly. And then tea is served, tea is poured, and Akane also sits down. And then the shrine maidens start serving different kinds of, antipasti, as it were. And it's quiet for a good while, and Sadako starts eating. So that's the sign for everybody else to also start eating.
Yeah.
And there's also tea that's drunk, and then she puts down the teacup, and she does this thing, which is a very Japanese way of communicating. She will communicate using and then drinking more, and it's these kind of like sounds that acknowledge that somebody else is there, but it's not really time to start speaking yet.
Yeah.
And then she looks at Akane, and Akane nods, and then Akane turns to you and she says, "Well, Her Empress Dowager would like to know what you have found."
Alice would start. Oh God, what did we found? We found notes and hints of
the jewel
connected to the island, to the continent of Mu. Oh, we want to see island, continent of Mu, just in case she heard of it, just to let it sink in. Not sure if she heard of Mu. Does she need more context about it?
You don't need to roll. She's clearly heard of it.
Okay. And then, one of the military that was on the submarine with the prince is an artist now. Very broken, really good artist, but he painted something that he brought memory-wise from there. And he also gave, his better half gave us this. And I would just, first of all, we are eating. I'm not opening the painting here. It's the wrong time. But I would carefully move over the rosary towards her, just very, very carefully.
You can now make a psychology roll.
It would protect us.
She rolled a 0-1. Never mind.
I can roll. No, I had my 0-1.
Try.
I rolled an 85.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of gave that away. It doesn't. Okay. Yeah. Well,
No, it's fine. Alice doesn't recognize anything going on in her. That's totally. She's a pro. She knows when she decides to keep it together. She keeps it together.
Yeah. And then the next course is served. So now we start with rice. It's getting warmer, warm food, different types of fish, different types of fried meats and stuff. And, like weird vegetables that have been pickled. Or that might be a sea cucumber, which probably technically isn't even a vegetable. And then she says something, and one of the shrine maidens, they have basically shrunk into the background, leaves, and she comes back with a rosewood box, which Sadako opens, and she shows it to you, the contents. And it's a hook made of jade.
Oh. I would also pull out the paper of the turtle because it's not too big. So I
Yeah.
would push it over as well. They found that on the island.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Alice would have memorized the words. I did not. But she would repeat what
As
it
you are saying
says.
this, she speaks with you in unison.
Oh,
You can tell that she can read the
yeah.
symbols.
And at least the professor, they don't know what it means. Well, the gate part, yes,
To
moo
Mu.
is well known. The rest, they can read what it says, but they don't know what it means. And we, after dinner maybe, we also, and Alice would just pat on the roll. We have the painting here. It has also words on it. And
Mm-hmm.
I would say what is written on the painting, just what is written there.
Mm-hmm. Sadako nods, then she continues eating and is
We
silent
would
for the
be
rest of the
eating, it's
meal. This meal
silent.
takes the better part of 2 hours because there are many courses. And then sake is served, which she basically offers to the gods. So she basically does a libation. She takes it and she pours it on the ground. And then she talks to Akane, and Akane says, the Empress Dowager would like to speak to you now. And then Sadako starts talking, and Akane translates. I am the descendant of a long line of priestesses of the continent of Mu. All of the things that we once knew are now shrouded in the mists of time. They've passed into legend. Some of them have been forgotten. But the one thing that has always been passed down from mother to daughter is the fear of the sea, because the sea once swallowed us whole. What I do not know is if it really was the sea, or if it was that creature that is mentioned on this tablet. I have never seen the tablet, but I can read its writing.
We might be able to show you the creature if you want to have a look at the painting.
I would very much like it.
Alice would carefully get up and she would unroll the painting and she would hold it. The good thing is Alice is at least not too tiny, so it kind of works. And she would also point out the writing that is said is on the bottom corner. And it's not the typical art stuff the artist is doing. He's doing completely different things. This is the one and only nightmare painting, as he said.
You can tell that Sadako gets emotional about this. She clearly, there is fear in her eyes, even if it's just there for a couple of seconds. And she says, this has always been on my mind, but I thought it was just a nightmare. But now it seems like it's a memory.
The question is, why does the prince, if they met that thing, or is seeing these things because his people seem to? Why is he so keen sending new people there, go diving and find? This is something nobody wants to let loose. And it cannot be controlled. Do you think he would be, I'm sorry for the harsh words, be insane enough to think he could control this? To be the powerful one controlling the ocean?
She looks at you.
I would carefully roll up the painting as well again.
And she says, the reason why it was always the distaff line and not the spear line that was given the honor of priest is because we know that men cannot withstand the lure of power.
Alice will give us like a smirky smile on that. She will not say anything, but I rolled an 89. She will not push it down. She will not keep her cool. She will give a little nod and a smirky smile.
Some say that power is like a beautiful woman. And this creature is probably the most powerful that we have on this planet. We have been we don't know why Mu sank, but possibly because it destroyed it. But what we do know is that it is our power that we need to pass on from mother to daughter to keep it in check. We have been given a jewel. You have heard of armor? That is also a legend, but there we happen to know the truth. Armor found something, possibly on the shores of Mu. And it is my belief now that I've seen this, that she preserved it and handed it down so that we might one day fight this thing when it gets let loose.
It sounds like what we found so far. The jewel can kind of control it.
I shall give the jewel to you. You shall be my eyes and ears, and in the end, my hand.
Alice will take a deep breath on that. We will try to use it wisely.
To close the gate. Maybe once and for all.
Just as a maybe good idea. Maybe it did not destroy Mu. Maybe the people of Mu decided to basically sacrifice the continent to keep the rest of the world safe. That would fit in the stories we heard so far.
Maybe.
Also, another point. Do you personally think, what was it, Nino or something? It's not Nino because that one,
Nino.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough.
Yeah, very close.
Close enough. Yeah, I wrote it in a Spanish way down, like El Nino.
Yes.
Do you think they are real?
I believe so, yes.
How are they linked to all of this? Are they on the good or the bad side? Because we had visitors to Ninos in a hotel watching us.
The Ningyo are neither good nor bad. They are like us, only they live at the bottom of the sea. Or so the story goes. Some have been known to help people who were drowning. Some of them have been known to fill the nets of starving fishermen with fish. But woe betide those that would invade their lands. If this thing gets loose, it would destroy their habitat just as it would destroy ours. Maybe if you did see Ningyo, they were trying to find out which side of the game you're on.
Yeah.
I personally have never seen any, though, but I do believe that they exist.
I honestly, after what I've seen and met, yes, I suspect they are real. Not sure how magical they are.
Maybe they are not magical at all. The stories go that they can cast spells. But then again, 200 years ago, any samurai would have considered a gun to be magical. Some say magic is just technology we don't understand yet.
Very wise words. But it means they might be of help for us, because they then very likely do not want that thing out.
If you see one, make sure to show them the hook.
I will.
Jade is a stone that we associate with the deep sea because of its color.
We'll have a look over to Minami as well. Are you ready for this? It will be a ride.
Akane looks down and she says, I go wherever my mistress sends me.
Well, that we seem to have in common now.
And then Sadako rises and the shrine maidens kowtow and she says, I will get you the jewel. Please wait for me. And she walks out and she comes back 10 minutes later with another rosewood box. And in it is it's not so much a jewel as it is a pearl. And this pearl is about the size of a large marble, maybe 3D20s.
Okay.
And it doesn't, I mean, I always think that pearls are like, you know, white and this mother of pearl iridescent kind of color scheme when depending on how the light falls onto them. This pearl is different because this pearl actually is it's blue-green swirly, and it almost looks like, depending on how you hold it, that something inside of it moves. But when you're holding it still, it doesn't look like it. But when you move, when the light source shifts, then it looks like something in there is swirling around. It's almost like somebody caught seawater in a pearl.
I will bow very deeply and would carefully I think I would wait for her to give it to me.
Yeah, she does. She gives you, but she gives you the whole box.
Hand it over. Okay, I will take the box, although the pearl itself might be better to transport secretly, but that is something I will discuss with myself afterwards.
Yeah.
Looking at the first box she opened for us, you said there was a hook in there, right?
Yeah. Like the one that you already have made of jade.
I would look over to Her Majesty if maybe she could also spare the hook and give it to Minami to make sure that she can make it safe back home.
She looks at Akane and then she looks at you and she says, maybe this is where it should go. And she offers it to Akane, who takes it very reverently, like this is a religious kind of relic or something.
We will return all of them, if possible, afterwards.
She nods, and then it's clear that the audience is over, and she basically moves out. And once she has gone and everybody has stopped kowtowing, they will lead you out. And then there's a car. It's not the cab that you came in, it's a car.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes the three of you back to the hotel.
Meet up tomorrow, breakfast together, and then plan what do we need to organize, get, prepare for the trip.
Okay, then we can discuss this next time because it's
Yes.
almost 2300 hours. And so next time you can, up until then, you can kind of think about what you would like to take and then get it organized. And then we can also jump into the future unless you want to do something else. Yeah, and so thank you very much for playing. You enjoyed it.
Thank you for putting this together.
And thanks everybody for watching or listening to this. Have a lovely rest of the day, night, month, week, whenever you're watching this. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Yes. Bye.